Hi, I'm Karen O'Bannon, and welcome to another episode of St. Stephen Bedtime Bible Stories. I'll be reading from 101 Bedtime Stories by Harvest House Publishers. Last week, we talked about the 10 Commandments and how we use those 10 Commandments to honor God. Today, we're going to talk about what happened just before we received those 10 Commandments. That is, the Israelites received those 10 Commandments. But first, here's a backstory. The Israelites had just escaped slavery from under the Egyptians, and now they were about to enter into a new covenant with God. But before it could be a real covenant, there had to be an agreement, and both sides would have to agree on what the agreement would be. So Moses had gone up to Mount Sinai in order to get those commandments from God and present them to the people. But before he made it back, something crazy happened. And that's today's story. It's called the Golden Calf. Moses was on Mount Sinai so long that the people thought he wasn't coming back. They asked Aaron to make gods to lead them. Aaron used their gold jewelry to make a golden calf and placed it on an altar. The people began to worship it. Oh boy. God was furious and would have destroyed all of them, but Moses begged him not to. Then Moses went down the mountain with the commandments written on 2 stone tablets. When Moses saw the people singing and dancing around the golden calf, he was so angry that he threw down the tablets, and they shattered. Then Moses burned the calf and ground it into powder. God sent a terrible plague to punish those who had sinned. Now, can you just take a wild guess as to what that sin was? Remember, the first commandment was, "No other gods before me." So what's that calf doing in the picture? Friends, we're only supposed to honor God. We're only supposed to worship God and no one else. And when they honored that calf, something that God made, that was an insult. God's not about that life. So of course they would have to be punished. Therefore, let that be a lesson to all of us that we're not supposed to worship anyone but God. Well, that's all I've got for now. See you next time.